Hi guys, GlassArrow here. Today I'm going to do the review of the Final Fantasy Dissidia Play as Kai TERRA Brantford, or known as Tina in the Japanese version. She is one of the main playable characters in Final Fantasy VI, and for this version, she is from the design of the Dissidia Final Fantasy, which before her there are two Play as Kai that come out. The first one is Squall from Final Fantasy VIII and Lightning from Final Fantasy XIII. On the cover of the box, they are the same style as the other two, and on this side you can see the logo number 6 over here to represent Final Fantasy VI. I am very hopeful with this line because I want them, the Square Enix, to make all the Play as Kai Dissidia Final Fantasy. They look very vibrant in color and very colorful indeed. Okay, so inside the box you can see her backstory over here, and a short story for the Final Fantasy Dissidia. Fight for the future, a girl who possesses the power of lost magic. For those Final Fantasy VI fans out there, this one is very a treat that they release a character from that game. Okay, now we need to take a look inside. Okay, so here she is, comparing side by side with the other two Final Fantasy Dissidia figures, Lightning and Squall. For her height, she is around 24 centimeters, and comparing to the Dissidia figures, they are all the same scale. So some of you have already been asking that whether the Play as Kai Final Fantasy are all the same scale or not. It depends on the series. For example, this Dissidia line, they are a little bit smaller than from Final Fantasy 15 or 7 Remake and 7 Advent Children line. For some comparison, so I'm going to put Noctis, the remaster version, right over here. You can see that even though Terra is on stand, Noctis is a little bit bigger than her. You can showcase them together and it will not differ much, but Noctis is around 27 centimeters comparing to these two that is only about 24 to 25 centimeters. So that's a little bit information. Okay. For Terra herself, she is considered by many that to be the first female protagonist of a Final Fantasy series for Final Fantasy VI. So I really enjoy that Square have done these figures for us. Okay, now we are going to take a look at the accessories. Okay, for the accessories, as minimal as it gets, 4 interchangeable hands, a pair of fist hands, a grabbing sword hand, and an open hand. And for the weapons, only 2 for your choice, the sword and the daggers. Okay, now for a closer look at the TERRA Brantford. Her details are vividly recreated, and for the hairstyle and the fancy costume and accessories, the whole thing looks very great and colorful from the Final Fantasy Dissidia Terra. Okay, starting from her face, the sculpting is very good. There are a lot of minor details from her hair and a lot of accessory parts such as the earrings and some small gems. And also on her head, the hairpin looks very great and colorful. For the sculpt of the face itself, it looks very neat and it's very tidy. The only downside that I think is for her is that her expression is a little bit empty for me. She looks like she's staring into nothingness, but still, the eyes looks pretty great. She is the later Play as Kai that looks very cool comparing to the other Final Fantasy 15 Play as Kai, which some of them looks quite terrible. Okay, now for her costume and everything, as very colorful and got a lot of vibrant color from the red of her suit, and also her dress over here have a lot of very cool color, and all of them mixed in together works perfectly. I think that this is one of the Play as Kai that have the most color on her. Perhaps the number 1. Okay, and for her legs, the stockings is white with some markings all over. All looks very good and tidy. And her shoes. Okay, and another very great part is that on her cape on the back, you can see that there are the shading from light pink over here to a little bit dark purple and the very dark purple on the edge of her cloak. This is very nicely done and it looks perfectly smooth, almost smooth as silk, right? And in the back it also represents with a lot of flower markings all over her cape, right? So I really think that this one, the sculpt and the paint job is very great. For the articulation, starting from the head, she moves normally, and also there is a small ball joint on her ponytail that you can pose depending on the wind and everything into various poses. And for the other part, as standard as Play as Kai go, the ball joints is as the same as female Play as Kai characters. For Terra though, there is a small advantage is that this part is all red and the ball joint here color is the exactly same as her dress over here, so it fits in quite nicely. That is a very good thing. Okay, for the torso, she is a little bit limited by both the joint inside on her small body and also for the cloak at the back, so not much to flexion or extension. For the hip joint, even though Play as Kai hip joint can extend quite far, but it also limited by her dress over here with no way to extend her hips. Other than that, the knee joints and the foot joint, ankle joint, everything works nicely. And for some extra part on the back of her cloak, there are the additional 3 ball joints over here, starting from the top and another 2 here, so she can pose with like the wind blowing against her, and this one can rotate and also flex and extend as freely as you want. Alright. Okay, for my final thoughts on Play as Kai Terra Brantford from Final Fantasy Dissidia of Final Fantasy 6. She is a very good figure indeed. Lately, Play as Kai has done a very good job. The last one is Sid Hyrin, and this one Terra looks pretty great from the sculpting and the clean vibrant color of her, from her face, her hair, her accessories, and the costume looks very perfect. And a few downside on this figure though is first is that I think she is a little bit too unimpressed. Her expression is very empty, although her eyes also looks pretty good though. And another thing is that she can be a little bit difficult to stand on her own without a stand. That is due to her joint as a female Play as Kai. They are a little bit small and a little bit fragile, and combining with the cloak on her back, which is a little bit heavy when comparing to her figure. So although she can stand on her own a little bit, I find it will be a very strange pose with her bending and other stuff like that. So I think most of you will have to use a stand for her. Other than that, she is a very good figure. So try to find her out for all Final Fantasy fans out there. Okay, thank you everyone for watching this video. If you like, please give it a like and subscribe for more Play as Kai reviews. GlassArrow out.